In Pit Lane, proudly brought to you by Online Invent, websites, digital marketing and custom software. Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of In Pit Lane. As you can see, we are back in the studio of RMIT here in the Media Hub in the heart of Grand Prix City, Melbourne. And let me tell you, it is really good to be back. The winter hibernation is officially over. We've come back in. We've got a lot of new crew on behind the cameras and out in the control room at the moment, and we welcome everybody there. Also coming back to to join us once again is an old hand now. He's a veteran in his own right now, ladies and gentlemen. Craig, Doc Gladigo. Welcome back, Doc.
Welcome. Thank you very much, Brett. I don't know about being old, but I certainly feel it. Hey, speaking of old, it seems to be a theme this year. Old tracks, new tracks, revamping tracks. Everything goes old Queensland Raceway, a little bit of Calder Park. It's a flavour, and if you like local motorsport, it's starting to thrive right now. I can just feel it in the air.
It's just crazy coming up over the next few weeks. Sandown will be the focus, because coming up in a couple of weeks' time out at Sandown, of course we've got the Sandown 500 coming up, but also in a couple of weeks' time before then we'll go out for the Shannon's Speed Series, and a popular part of that is the Trans-Ams. And joining us a little bit later on in the program will be the driver of the Pioneer DJ Camaro. He is Elliot Barbour. Also, we've got some live music once again. Mick N I, not Mick and me, but Mick N I. But you'll see Mick N I.
Oh, so Mick, not Mick and who and you?
Somebody, yes, they'll be here later on, and you'll be hearing from them as well. But right now, look, we've got lots and lots to talk about. Let's check out what's been happening around Australia and around the world. This is the In Pit Lane Motorsport News. Well, the ongoing game of supercars musical chairs has continued, with more moves confirmed over the weekend. David Reynolds, who last week left Grove Racing to be replaced by Richie Stanaway, has ended up at Team 18 alongside Mark Winterbottom. James Courtney looks set to leave Tickford Racing, possibly heading to a second car at Blanchard Racing, where he's expected to team with Aaron Love. New Zealand driver Ryan Wood is a strong tip to replace Nick Percat at Walkinshaw Racing, which leaves experienced drivers Percat, Scott Pye and Todd Hazelwood all at the moment looking for another seat or other opportunities.
Even chaotic weather conditions could not hamper Mad Max Verstappen as he won the Dutch Grand Prix on Sunday. The Red Bull driver started on the pole but was briefly overtaken by his teammate Sergio Perez at the start of the race. However, Verstappen easily regained the lead after Perez pitted for intermediate tyres early on. The race was interrupted by a safety car and a red flag, but Verstappen emerged unscathed to take his 9th consecutive victory, equalling the record set by Sebastian Vettel in 2013. Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso returned to form, but finishing second, with Alpine's Pierre Gasly promoted to third after Perez was penalised 5 seconds for speeding in pit lane. The win sees Verstappen extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship to 138 points, with everybody asking the question, can anybody beat him?
Well, the weekend at Zandvoort was not kind to Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo hit the wall to avoid contact with the stricken car of fellow Aussie Oscar Piastri during Friday's practice. The crashes left Ricciardo with a broken hand that required the insertion of screws and a metal plate. The injury has opened up the opportunity for New Zealand driver Liam Lawson, who acquitted himself very well in the race. Lawson finished 13th, 3 places up on his more experienced teammate Yuki Tsunoda. He'll start again in Italy this weekend, with Ricciardo expected to be out until at least the Singapore Grand Prix.
Jack Doohan's late season run at the F2 Championship suffered a huge blow on the weekend at Zandvoort after the Aussie driver crashed out of the feature race. The only bright spot for Doohan was the fact that championship leader Théo Pourchaire has also crashed out. Triumph's Clement Novalak scored his maiden F2 win on his 55th start. Pourchaire remains the championship leader, with Doohan still in contention, 38 points shy of the Frenchman.
Well, outside of Formula One, it wasn't a huge weekend of motorsport overseas, but there was a round of the new TCR World Tour in Argentina. NASCAR rounded out its regular season at Daytona, and the IndyCars returned to the Oval in St. Louis. And that's where we'll kick off this week's In Pit Lane International Wrap. Another IndyCar victory to Scott Dixon with a win on the Oval at St. Louis. In spite of a 9-place grid penalty that meant he started 16th, Dixon drove through the field to lead home Pato O'Ward and David Malukas. For the second race in a row, the Kiwi driver played a superior fuel strategy to outlast his rivals, lapping 25 of the 27-car field. Joseph Newgarden's quest to win all the oval races in a single season for the first time in history failed after he hit the wall late in the race. Scott McLaughlin spent much of the race dueling with Malukas and ended up in 5th place. Australia's Will Power was 9th. The Honda NSX GT of Neri Fukuzumi and Hiroki Otsu has won the Suzuka GT 450 race on Sunday, leading a Honda double victory at the Honda-owned Suzuka circuit. Fukuzumi and Otsu controlled the race from start to finish, finishing 10 seconds clear of the Nissan Z of Suzuko Matsuda and Ronnie Quintarelli. However, the Nissan was excluded following a post-race technical inspection due to an infraction relating to the car's skid block. This means the Sarge Toyota GR Supra of Sekiguchi and Nakayama moves up to second, with the final place on the podium, the rookie racing Toyota of Yamashita and Oshima. The win was Honda's first at Suzuka since 2018 and ensured a final GT500 victory for the Honda NSX at the circuit. In GT300, the Up Garage NSX of Takashi Kobayashi and Shun Koide has won its second race of the year. Kobayashi and Koide held off the Lamborghini Huracan of Matsura and Sakaguchi to give Honda the dream double victory on their home track. The pole-sitting Subaru BRZ of Iguchi and Yamauchi finished third. A wild ride for NASCAR driver Ryan Preece in last weekend's round at Daytona. Preece, the driver of the RaceChoice.com Ford, and fellow Stuart Haas racing driver Chase Briscoe touched on the fast back straight, sending Preece's car into a series of high-speed rolls. Preece was able to get out of the car by himself. He was taken to the Halifax Health Medical Centre, where he stayed throughout the night before being released, clear of any serious injuries. The race was won by Chris Boucher, who held out teammate Brad Keselowski to secure a 1-2 finish for RFK Racing. Eric Almirola and Chase Elliott narrowly missed out making it into the playoffs after finishing 3rd and 4th. Bubba Wallace officially secured the final championship playoff spot, and Martin Truex Jr. took home the regular season championship. Mikel Azcona of BRC Racing has won the opening race of the TRC World Tour at La Pedrera in Argentina. Azcona claimed his first TCR World Tour win ahead of Hyundai teammate Norbert Micheliz. Rob Huff's Audi was third. In the second race, Nestor Gialami secured his and the new Honda Civic's first victory in the World Tour. Gialami started the reverse grid race from pole and took a comfortable lights-to-flag victory. A 4th place to Mikulic has put him onto the top of the drivers' standings as the series now heads to Australia for the big double-header at Sydney Motorsport Park and Mount Panorama at Bathurst in November.
Nestor Girolamo, race winner in the Kumo TC.
You're watching In Pit Lane, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by our special guest, Elliot Barbour, the Trans-Am driver, who'll be competing at Sandown in a couple of weeks' time. And we also have a double pass to give away too, the Speed Series coming up then as well. So stay tuned. You're watching In Pit Lane. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Get the phone ringing for your business with website development and SEO services from Online Invent. Visit onlineinvent.com.au.
Yes, and we must say a very, very big thank you once again to our friend Roy at Online Invent. I mean, we know that we know how difficult conditions are at the moment, and Roy said, look, I'd love to come back, love to help you out. We'll see there. And the other night he sent me a message saying, hey, we can. I got. So thank you very much to Roy. And look, if as we said before, if you're looking for a way to boost your online presence and reach more customers, if you need professional and reliable partner to help you with web design, SEO. SEO, incidentally, stands for Search Engine Optimization. I only found out that yesterday.
Well, he certainly optimises a whole lot of stuff for us anyway,
he's done a great job. If you need help with online marketing and custom software, then look no further than our good friends at Online Invent. They're the experts in digital solutions for businesses of all sizes.
And have a chat to him about motorsport too, because he is a tragic.
He is. An Online Invent is a Melbourne-based company that's been providing high-quality and affordable web services since 2007. They've got a team of experienced and creative web designers, SEO specialists, online marketers and software engineers who can help you achieve your online goals. Whether you need a brand new website, a redesign of your existing one, an SEO strategy, an online marketing campaign or a custom software solution, Online Invent can deliver that for you. They've worked with clients from all sorts of industries, education, health, finance, retail and much more. Online Invent is also, of course, a proud supporter of us here at In Pit Lane, and Roy from Online Invent, as Doc was saying, is an absolute motorsport tragic. He has his own YouTube channel, motorsportarchives.org, that archives and makes available dozens of classic motorsport videos, many of them from my personal library.
I know, I carried them.
Doc carried them. That's only a very small percentage.
I think I've done my back three or four times.
And there's plenty more where that came from.
Exactly. However, although one thing, if he doesn't understand any of that, the best part about it is, though, Roy also explains it all to you as well, too. Because some of that is just jargon to some people. But if they have something to do technology, something to do online, he will explain it to them too, and how it can benefit them as well. Yeah,
it's certainly, but if you know how to handle this stuff, and I mean, look, you're doing your basic business, or you're running your club, or you're running your event. We know how long how long it does take to get involved and to run a proper online marketing campaign, and that's why you outsource it to experts, people like Online Invent. To find out more about Online Invent and find out how they can help you grow your business online, visit their website at onlineinvent.com.au, or you can give them a call on 1300 858 495. And once again, we thank Online Invent for their great support of In Pit Lane, RMITV and community media. Well, tonight our artists are Mick N I, Phil Slink and Mick Collins, and they're going to be playing all over the place. They're playing down my way, down at the Woolamai Tavern on the 9th of September. Phil can also be doing solo gigs at the Cavity in Venus Bay and the Inverloch Market, which is probably somewhere just off Ramsay Boulevard.
Very, very popular.
Very popular.
You've been reading your street name as you drive to Phillip Island.
Yes, very much so. Also running the open mic at Woolamai Tavern on the fourth Sunday of every month. They're also available for private gigs. This isn't a private gig, it's a public one right now. There's a special bonus for you watching live on Facebook, or also on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mick N I.
Before the sun comes up, I kiss the wife goodbye and get in the truck. You gotta check out the truck and make sure the nuts are done up. Head out through the early morning run, towing heavy trailers out to Western Australia, moving coal, shifting shipping containers. When you're driving that old white line, the fever will get you. It's a lonely road in a non-synchro. And I've been hauling trailers every day, and I've been looking forward to seeing my baby, yeah. Bringing home my hard-earned pay. It's a Lee Road in the non-synchro way. Days go on. For some it's weeks. For nightly shifts, for some with not much sleep. And if you're eating at truck stops, that's where the buck stops. Keep the wheels spinning to make the dough. And I've been hauling trailers every day. And I've been looking forward to seeing my baby, yeah. Bringing home my hard-earned pay. It's a lonely road in a non-synchro way. White line fever will get you after so many hours, hauling loads for those company powers. Oh, from Victoria to Western Australia, or Queensland to South Australia, it's a lonely road in a non-synchro. And I've been hauling trailers every day. And I've been looking forward to seeing my baby, yeah. Bringing home my hard-earned pay. And it's a lonely road in a non-synchro way. And I've been hauling trailers every day, yeah. And I've been looking forward to seeing my baby, yeah. Bringing home my hard-earned pay. And it's a lonely road in a non-synchro way.
Get the phone ringing for your business with website development and SEO services from Online Invent. Visit onlineinvent.com.au.
Welcome back to In Pit Lane. Well, as we said, coming up in a couple of weeks' time out at Sandown is the Shannon's Speed Series. And if you would like to be a guest of the Speed Series and the Australian Racing Group and head out to Sandown and have a look at the Trans-Am cars and the TCR and all of these cars in action, you can do that courtesy of the series. We've got a competition coming up now, which we'll draw later on. There's our giveaway. Now, this is a very, very hard question. All you have to do is answer this very hard question. Who is the driver of the Pioneer DJ Trans-Am Camaro? Who is the driver of the Pioneer DJ Trans-Am Camaro? And just answer that and we'll make that drawing probably sometime late on Friday as well. So if you're watching us on 31, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can you're not going to be at any disadvantage there. So that's the question, and one lucky winner, as I said, will be a guest, well, two lucky winners will be a guest at Sandown in a couple of weeks' time. Now, Elliot, let's talk about the series at the moment and Trans-Am. Everybody wants to go to to supercars, and we've already seen, we've said tonight, I mean, there is a roadblock there. I mean, is that something that's now out of your purview now, or are you just would you like to concentrate on Trans-Am? The thing about Trans-Am is they race overseas. This is an international class.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they're really, sky's the limit as far as that stuff. Have I given up on the supercar thing? Probably a little bit, but it's still, as a full-time driver, 100%. But if someone ever knocked on my door and said, "Do you want to come do a co-drive?" like that's still a massive goal of mine, or a dream to do the suit up at the Bathurst 1000 or the Sandown 500. But I think Trans-Am's so competitive now. I mean, if guys or girls come into the series and they do well, I mean, we've got James Moffat there, who's arguably the best, hottest co-driver in supercars. He's driving with Cam Waters. So, I think there's enough good people that are great yardsticks in the series that if you're winning or doing well in Trans-Am, you're probably warranted a seat in some of the other professional classes. But yeah, I mean, going to America or something like that, like what Nathan Hearn did, would be amazing fun. So I just love racing. I'll race anything. I'm not picky, as you can probably tell from everything we rattled off before. But
mate, you should do a co-drive system over there in America, and you can go over there and give him a partner.
Well,
what would you was going to say? You said a knock on the door for supercars. What about America? Is the door still open there? Would you be?
Oh, I think, look, nowadays most people, the door's open anywhere as long as you've got the commercial backing. As we know now, it's getting harder and harder for teams to fund the racing themselves. So I think, if you've got commercial backing, nothing's going to stop you. But yeah, I think, if I can just keep racing anything, if I keep doing well like we did in Queensland, we roll that momentum on, then I think, yeah, there's options out there for me to keep doing what I love.
Hey, listen, thanks for joining us. Now you'll be in action at Sandown. Another big field again, I take it, with the Trans-Ams.
Yeah, I think it's growing again, which is great. So we'll be definitely over that sort of 23, 24 mark, I think, from what I've seen so far. So. And
the noise will be impressive.
And Sandown, home of horsepower, right? Got the walls close, and yeah, the racing's going to be intense. Like
home race for you, backyard.
I love Sandown. I'm looking forward to having a big crack, especially after Queensland. Like that rolls in confidence for us. So
all the best.
Yeah, it'll be on.
Yeah, good luck with it. I hope you go well. Thanks for coming in and joining us on our first show back. But for now, Elliot Barbour, thanks for joining us in Pit Lane.
Thanks, guys.
And next week on the program, speaking of the Shannon's Speed Series, our guest with the TCR will be in action as well. We saw some TCR action a little bit earlier. Well, the TCRs will be in action at Sandown as well. And making his TCR debut, our guest next week, Clay Richards, will be joining us. He's driving the Peugeot for Gary Rogers Motorsport. He'll be here next week as a guest on the program. Well, to take us out tonight, we've always featured on In Pit Lane local artists, and tonight's artists are Mick N I. That's Phil Slink and Mick Collins, and they're playing all over Melbourne. They're playing down my way, down at the down around the Wonthaggi Inverloch Way at the Woolamai Tavern. They're also at the Cavity in Venus Bay. They've got they're at the Inverloch Market on the 16th of September. They're all over the place. So if you would like to catch up with them, they're gigging all over the place. They're also available. For the for private gigs as well. But anyway, they're going to take us out right now on the program. Thanks for joining us back. We'll be seeing you next week. But until then, tonight, this is Mick N I. So we'll see you next week. Till then, bye for now.
I've been living life day by day, through the struggles trying to find you. Know you're near when I can't behave, and that's the low road I will slide to. When your evil gets a sight of me, I'll do the wrong things right by you. And I've been living life day by day, through the struggles just trying to find you. Know you're near when I can't behave, and that's the time that I will bide through. And if I ever get the upper hand, I'll do the right things wrong by you. You'll never take me, it's not my destiny. You'll never get my soul, I'll never give you full control. And as the night sits on me, I will see you in the shadows, pulling strings, controlling me. Am I mad enough to follow when your evil gets inside of me? I'll do the wrong things right by you. One, two, three, four. One day I'll be free of these strings controlling me. I'll be living like the way I should, without the nightmares of my childhood, and without the wrong hands that guide me through. I'll be doing the right things wrong by you. I'll catch you at your ugly game. Only got myself to